Hello and welcome to A Crow in Her Garden. It has been a couple weeks since I have taken a video of the garden, and I'm just going to do a quick one. There's been a few changes. So my green beans, they have been doing fantastic. I've probably got about 2-gallon size Ziploc bags of green beans that I have picked and frozen, blanched and frozen to use in the coming months. So, but here they are, and the marigolds, they are still blooming, and they're growing and got more buds, but they are so pretty. I just love them. I'm still picking some green beans, but I think the heat is finally getting to them, and most of the time their blossoms are dropping. But ooh, check out this little bumblebee. Hello there. You keep on doing your job there, bumblebee. So, but some changes up here you'll notice is my indeterminate Roma, Martino's Roma tomatoes. They finally bit the dust. They were really dying back, but I got so many tomatoes off of them, and so I cut them down just a few days ago and put them in the compost pile. So I will absolutely be planting those again next year. I got so many tomatoes off of them. And here's got some cherry tomatoes there still, but I'm probably going to be fixing to cut these down too because they're really all picked through. There's a few that are still turning red, and I really don't know why these never turned red. I don't know if they will or not. So, but in the meantime, got lots of suckers grown off of the bottom, and I'm just kind of letting them grow. You know, they got tomatoes on them, so we'll see if they do anything. So here's my dad's sunset tomatoes. I've gotten quite a few off of them. They're so good. Oop, I see one that's finally, this one seemed like it took forever to start turning yellow. Oh, well, he just came right off. But that's okay. Once tomatoes start ripening a little bit, I can just put him in a sunny place and he'll just continue to ripen. And yep. So, yum. These tomatoes were so good. Made excellent tomato sandwiches. So, I do have a bag with me that I'm going to harvest some off with. Like, ooh, there's a couple. We had some rain last night. So it doesn't surprise me that, see that tomato kind of split just a little bit. We're going to get more rain tonight. So that's another reason why I wanted to get out here and basically harvest any tomatoes that have any ripening on them at all, like this one. I'll pick this one because I guarantee you that if I didn't pick this today, tomorrow, with all the rain that we're getting coming in, this one would split. This is the Amish paste tomato. They're really good and they get really large, but they are awful at splitting, and we've had such a wet summer this year, 2021, that the majority of them that I've picked have split. Oh, look at this one down here. Oh, that's red. This one is ready. All right. Doesn't that look beautiful? A few scars, but that's okay. These I processed to make tomato sauce. So if they have a little scarring on them, it's no big deal to me. I just cut that part off when I'm blanching them. See? Isn't that pretty? And see, that split is just from all the rain that we had yesterday. It's not even fully ripe yet. It's gonna be good though. See, look at how big, and I see one back there that's starting to blush. I'm gonna leave him back there though. We'll see how he does. Here's my, this is so funny. This cherry tomato I planted from a sucker that I pulled off of my cherry tomatoes that were already growing. And it went from being a tiny little sprout to all the way up. And now it's almost, it's at my deck. And I'm just gonna let it keep on growing. See how tall it gets. But it's got all kinds of cherry tomatoes on it. Here, sets of fruit at every leaf node. So that's pretty cool. And my plan is to build some more garden beds just right here. Kind of like I would move that pot, and there's going to be a garden bed that's going to be 8 foot long by 2 foot wide, and this is where I'm going to grow a lot of my tomatoes next year. And I'm going to try to string trellis them. So I'll be hanging kind of similar to what I've got here for this, where I just have a string hanging off of the deck, and I use these tomato clips right here. So they grip the string so they don't slide up and down on that string, they stay in place. And then this just wraps around the stem of the tomato, and you can make it climb, I mean, crazy high. I could have tomato plants here that are like probably 15 feet easily. Now whether or not I'll actually be able to pick all the tomatoes off, but what's cool is I'll be able to pick them off this part, and when they start growing up the deck, I can easily pick them by just standing on the deck. So that'll be cool. Yay, my sunflowers. The only reason I'm keeping them up now is because there's still a few blooms, so I've got some bees that are coming to them, but the birds, I see golden or yellow finches and all kinds of birds on here eating all the seeds. So that's really cool, but I'll be cutting them down probably in the next couple weeks once all the flowers are depleted. I harvested so many seeds just off of a few flower heads that I saved. Oh, it's so weird not seeing my tomato plants there anymore. My okra though, I did cut down that one sunflower that was in the middle because it was really leaning and interfering with my okra. I gotta cut some of my okra. This one I let get away from me, so I'm leaving it on there. And it'll get bigger, and then soon it'll dry up and dry out, and then I'll just harvest the seeds from it and have even more seeds to plant next year, because that's where I got the seed from this okra too, was seeds that I saved from the okra pods from last year. So I don't ever have to buy okra seeds, but this guy right here, I'm going to be harvesting him. Gotta have 2 hands to do it though, so I'll wait till after I'm done with the video. It's funny how some of them grow kind of wonky, like that one right there. Don't know why they do that. It's just interesting. So, but there's another okra I'll be harvesting too. I've pickled some of the okra, and I noticed that if I pickle the like ones that are smaller, like this one here, that they're a lot more tender, and they just do they do better. They're not so fibrous. A lightning bug. I wonder if they do any damage to plants, because I don't know. But I got some of my mint. I planted potatoes here. I planted them weeks ago, and they still have not sprouted. So I'm guessing that was an experiment. It only cost me 9, not even 9 small potatoes, so it really wasn't a huge loss. But if I don't see anything in the next week, I will definitely be planting different things in this bed. Maybe I know I'm going to grow lettuce in the fall and stuff like that. So mint and basil all growing together. And this basil is so beautiful. Look how big those leaves are. I need to pick some more basil off those before they start to flower. And I love the smell of mint. The bees are just loving the lemon basil. Let's see if I can get close to one without making it mad. They're so pretty, and I just love the smell of this. This is Thai basil right here. Sage. And then all back here, those are lilac bell peppers. I've harvested quite a few. I'd say at least 5 pounds of peppers I've harvested off of these plants, at least, probably more than that. But they were all right. I don't know if I'm going to grow them again. They weren't as sweet as I would like them to be. So next year I'll probably see about growing like red, some sort of a red bell pepper or orange. And we'll see how those go. My poor cucumbers are, they just don't like the heat. I'm still picking cucumbers off of them, but I'm getting now to where I'm kind of picking them when they're small and just pickling them whole in jars. Oh, look at this. This is exciting. See that back there? That one's ready to pick. Yay. This is a muncher cucumber. That's exciting. We'll eat this probably today, but I harvested one about a week ago, and my son and I ate it and didn't leave any for my husband. So I'll have to let him have some of this one this time. So, looks good. They're struggling, but I think the rain is kind of beneficial. Some of them look a little weirdly shaped, and that happens when you've got irregular watering or the heat, because cucumbers